Okay,
Shall let the people in.
there we go.
There we go. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, wherever you're joining us. I hope it's as lovely wherever you are as it is in the UK just now. Just absolutely glorious day we've had here. So welcome to the call. As everyone's coming in, you will see that you are muted just because if we get everyone talking straight away, it can get a little bit overwhelming. So we've got you on mute just now. So the kind of run through of the call today, Mitch, myself and Adrian, you should be able to see us there on the screen. We'll just be showing you a little bit around the courses here, telling you a little bit about our stories, answering questions that you might have, and just really having a little informal chat with you all. Should be anything from 20 minutes to an hour, sort of depending on how we're getting on with questions and things. But massive welcome to you all. It's nice to have you all here with us today.
It's nice that you're having sunny weather because here in Portugal, we just had a storm to end all storms.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Oh, it's glorious. Yeah.
It's all upside down. It's all upside down.
Guys, if you want to drop any questions you do have in the chat as we go, we'll try and answer them either in the chat or there will be opportunities to ask questions like as we go through the call as well. So if you do, but it would be nice if you can drop in the chat actually where you are in the world, because we do have a global community here and people from all over the place. It's always nice to know where you are. So as Mitch said, he's in Portugal. I'm in the UK, and Adrian, you're in the UK too, aren't you?
Yes, I'm in the middle, right in the middle of the UK, Nuneaton. I think we're close to Meridian, which is the exact centre point of England. So there we go. I'm as far from the coast as I could possibly be in any direction.
I couldn't be doing with that. Hi guys, we've got Philip from Dorset, Gary from Ireland, Joanna from Leicester. Looks like all the UK posse are in the house today. Swansea,
Excellent.
brilliant. Lovely bit of Wales.
Okay, brilliant. I'm going to start up in a minute.
Yes.
So we will do a record. It is being recorded, so we'll send the recording out to everybody afterwards. So no need to worry about writing notes furiously or anything. So what we're going to do is I'm going to chat through the first part of the training, and then we'll have questions and answers, and then Adrian's going to chat through the second part. Now, I'm not very good at the technology, so just shout out, Adrian, if you see my screen in a second.
Seems to be coming. Yes, we can see your screen, Mitch.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, man. So what I'm going to do is just do a short run through of everything that's included in the Modern Wealthy training that we've been talking about. When you join up, you get to a dashboard that looks like this, and you'll see there's Modern Wealthy, Launchpad, and Accelerate. So what you would do would be click on the Modern Wealthy, and this is the first set of training that's made available. The first thing that you can do is, you see here it says download the ebook, The Secrets of the Modern Wealthy. So you just download that.
But just to interject there, Mitch, for those who may not be clear, so what Mitch is going through is the introductory $37 Modern Wealthy offer that you've probably seen us talking about quite widely. Later, I'm going to talk about the further steps that are available. But this is everything that you'd get within that $37 offer, which, in my opinion, is quite extraordinary value, as I think you'll see when Mitch goes through it. So over to you, Mitch.
Brilliant. Thanks, Adrian. So you just click download, and then you can read it in your browser or add it as an audio book. So you click on there, and here comes the book. Now, this is written by Stuart Ross, and if you see from the headings, it's going to cover everything from getting your business right, building in digital, choosing what you're going to do, lessons along the journey. So it really is a guidebook to everything that you need to know about everything that's involved in starting an online business. And you can read that at your leisure. You download it.
Can you expand your window a little bit? What
Absolutely.
you're viewing is sort of the middle third of the screen. If you could expand it a little, that might be helpful.
Is that better?
That's better.
Brilliant. Yeah.
You're a very good wingman, Adrian. So I'll just say, and there's the book. You can see what it's going to cover. It's got 10 chapters that takes you through everything you need to know about what's involved in earning online. and how to go about earning online. And Stuart's very big about building something that you want to do, because he understands that in order to make this system work, you need to have some momentum and some impetus behind you. And so he talks about that a lot in his book and a lot in the training, because by finding something that you can do online that you like doing, it becomes less of a job and more of something that you just enjoy. So as soon as you join, you can download the book. And as Adrian says, it's $37, and you keep that forever. There's no recurring charge or anything to do with that. Then you can get onto the training videos that we've spoken about. So they come up and you can see they're about 30, 35 minutes each. And they cover how the system works, what Stuart calls the modern wealthy, profitable businesses that you can start online, creating niches, generating emails. It covers a really good rounded view of everything you need to go online. And you can watch these videos at your leisure. As I say, there's no limit once you've joined, you've not given 30 days or something. You buy the program and you can take as long as you like to go through it. The next thing you can do is then have what's called a vision call. They will allocate you one of these helpers. My guy is a bloke called Oliver. And that's the chap you can go to. Some of them, there's some ladies, some chaps, there's quite a mix, and they split them up amongst the members. So if you've got questions, you just jump in and book a call with Ollie. Well, I'd get Ollie. Everybody gets different people. And you book a call with the person that you allocated, and you can ask them any questions. You can ask them advice, how the system works, any of the questions that come up as you begin. The other thing you can do straight away is register for a new member orientation workshop. Now, these are held every week by one of the trainers called Justin, and he talks people through the whole system in some detail. He answers a lot of questions. He shares visions. They often have somebody come on who has been a member for a while and is building something new, and they discuss that. Plus, you can then join a Facebook group. Now, this has got 2 or 3 uses. Well, I use it for 2 or 3 reasons. If you've got a question about something technical, often you can post it on the Facebook group and other people will answer. But there's also, you can find out what other people are doing, the different paths people are going down, because there's people like Jenny, who's just completed a book. There's people running shops. There's people selling stuff. There's people creating training courses. There's people who are learning affiliate marketing and selling other people's products. There's people doing everything you can imagine online. And when you get stuck, if you put a question in the Facebook group, 9 times out of 10, you'll find somebody else who has an answer. The other thing I've used it for is I've found people who are doing the same sort of thing as me. And we build little groups of people who chat to each other. So you can find 2 or 3 buddies, I suppose is the word, out there in the world. And as you go through all the stages, it's nice just to have someone there who's doing the same thing as you at the same stage, and you can ask questions, you can bounce ideas off each other. So that's what's involved in the basic start. There's some case histories, of course. Then once you've done that, you can have a closer look at what's called affiliate marketing. And what they've prepared, and this is included in the $37 price, is there's all these lessons on how affiliate marketing works. How you find stuff, because affiliate marketing is where you sell other people's products and you get a commission. So they explain how it works. They explain how to find affiliate products you might like, affiliate programs, networks, and you get a very good understanding of affiliate marketing. If you're finished with that and you still want to look at more, there's a series included which talks about e-commerce. And this is when you create a product or you buy a product from someone else and you export and sell that. I've never done this, but I've been chatting to a guy in South Africa who has just, last week, he made his first couple of sales because he designed a new barbecue, an absolutely new kind of barbecue that stands on the floor. And he started about 2 years ago. And he's been through this whole thing. He found places in China. He sent them drawings. They sent him samples. He chose the sample he wanted. Finally, he found the kind he wanted and the manufacturer he wanted. And something that I don't fully understand, but what he does is the products have been made in China and they sit in a warehouse in China. And when somebody orders online, they ship it from China directly to America, Europe, Australia, wherever it may be. So he doesn't have a garage full of these barbecues. So I thought that was quite interesting. And it's all explained and outlined here in this section called E-commerce 101. The last thing that you get is this Best Life Blueprint. I didn't go into that at first, but later I came back and I have found it quite useful, because what it does when it loads is it just a series of exercises that you go through. Particularly, I was working in the corporate world when I came to start with Modern Wealthy, and you have to adjust your mindset a little bit to working for yourself, getting things done. But it starts with lessons that you go through, exercises that you go through, and you find out about yourself. You find out about what sort of thing you might want to do. I'm on it's my third go through this, because you change as you develop. And each one of these has just got exercise that you can do, a short video from Stuart, and then you complete the exercise and you move on to the next one. And this just helps you get your mindset right for working online and starting to run an online enterprise. So I think that's all in the quick overview of Modern Wealthy. Adrian or Jenny, is there anything to add, or is there any questions from anybody out there? If there's a question, sorry.
Go on. Did you say there was a question?
No.
No. Mitch, have you got the link to the Business Finder tool? Because that's
think
part
I do
as well, isn't it? I think that's hugely valuable as part of that program. If they've just launched a brand new tool using AI, where you can dial in the kind of business that you might be interested in creating, or a passion of yours. And it'll ask you a few questions, and basically it will then give you 10 business models around that idea that you've put in. And it's just, quite an exciting way of thinking in all these different ways I could take that passion online and create a business around it.
Jenny, I don't have the link.
All right, okay. We can come back to that if you like.
Yes.
Because we used it last week, didn't we? So we should have
it.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Let me just check down below here. No, for some reason I haven't saved it. I'll dig it up. And then suddenly spring up with it. But also, if you can have a look and see if it's there.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to say, it's a brand new tool that LaunchU have brought in. They're always adding new things. There's got a lot of new stuff coming in this quarter, connected with AI and new developments. So it's quite exciting to be at the forefront of the developments really in the online world. And LaunchU have got a team really working to make sure we're right there at the cutting edge, at the forefront of all the new technology and stuff that's coming in. So yeah, brilliant. Right, there's a few questions coming in, a couple of questions coming in. Joanna, did you start your online business after the 7-day fast start, or wait until you'd bought Launchpad? Well, I'll start since I read the question. I certainly, yes, I bought the Launchpad. I suppose the way to see it is the $37 offer is an incredible overview and a fantastic tool in its own right to present what the Modern Wealthy is all about. But reality is to build a bona fide strong business with a strong foundation, Launchpad is really your core curriculum. We'll come on to the content of that a little bit later, but there's sort of 6 modules, 12 lessons in each. Really is a step-by-step blueprint, if you like, to building your own business. Because certainly for me anyway, I had no e-commerce experience except a website that I had built by somebody else for my railway consultancy business 15 years ago, and it never did anything. So I had no knowledge. So I needed that sort of handheld step-by-step training to take me through how to learn to run or operate, get the tech set up and everything else of an online business. So in answer to your question, Joanna, yes, I did purchase Launchpad before I launched my own business.
Adrian, Jenny has sent me the mission map thing. So should I share my screen?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
You find a volunteer who might want to tell us what to put in it.
Yeah. So have we got anyone here in the room who has a particular passion around something in particular, or something that they're already thinking about turning into an online business?
Because
We could
what Jenny was
use somebody
saying earlier,
as a guinea pig, couldn't we, to
yeah,
have a
Yeah.
go at it?
this is the new piece, because they use AI such a lot to do such large portions of the work for us these days is done by AI. And they've built them into tools like this. And this is one called Offer Intelligence. And what it's going to do is look at, someone who's got an idea. So someone's put here, Colin Campbell has put health and nutrition. So let's see how this works. Let me just shut that. I'm going to type in here.
That's a fairly broad thing there. So should we nail it, fine tune it to just one of the, yeah, maybe, or put health and nutrition if you want to.
No, ask Colin. Colin, unmute and come out and tell us more about this health and
Have you got a
nutrition thing.
certain age group or nutrition? Is that more sports nutrition, regular nutrition, weight loss, weightlifting, any particular? Yeah.
I've got to be clever enough to get all of these things on my screen at once.
Yeah.
Unless you can shout it out, Jenny, what comes back?
Weightlifting.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. So we could put you could put you could put health, nutrition, weightlifting, specifically around weightlifting. Yeah. So who would be your ideal customer, Colin? Males, females, rough age bracket? Feel free to shout out or type it in the chat.
Colin's joining in. Just type it in the chat and Jenny will shout it out. I'll type it in.
Nothing in there yet.
I see Colin's trying to add it in. That's what all the blue lines are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. What's going on there? Just type in.
I don't think
is that someone scribbling on there?
I think it's Colin trying to do that. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you have to just type it
Colin,
in.
if you want to unmute, you can come out and talk direct, and then we can get a more interactive experience if you want to, Colin.
We have to unmute him, or can you?
Let me just try.
If not, we can just crack on. We'll just come up with a demographic just to keep things moving down the track.
Yeah, okay. Let me just try one shot if I can see Colin. There's Colin. Asked to unmute. Colin's got to unmute. Okay, so Jenny, you're going to be Colin for the sake of this example.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go for, Colin's a gent, so we'll go for 50 years.
There we go.
50 plus.
50 plus, yeah.
I was going to say 35 to 55. 50 years plus, that's good. 50 years plus male. What problems
It can be 50 years plus, male or female.
Okay. And what's the challenge they're facing? Are they trying to lose weight, or are they trying to get into better shape, or?
It'll be a combination of both. Both go together, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay.
You had trouble with the chat there, hence all those blue lines.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I think people oversee the fact that they, if they're training in the gym, the food, the diet is 70% of whatever you're trying to achieve in muscle building or whatever it is in the gym.
Absolutely. It all starts in the kitchen.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of people think I'll just go to the gym and suddenly I'll be super fit.
Yeah. Are you a trainer, Colin?
I'm a participant, so I try and go to the gym 3 times a week.
Excellent.
What results are they after, Colin?
Sorry, missed that.
What result are they trying to get to? What do they want from?
I think it depends on their own goals. I think I would think tone the body, better lifestyle in terms of health and fitness.
Yeah, so more energy.
Yeah, I think as we get older, I mean, I'll be 71 next month. So I think as you get older, you become more aware of your health. Well, hopefully your health as you get older.
Mhm.
If you don't use it, you lose it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. And I sit at a desk all day, so I need the gym.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see there that we've asked 4 relatively simple questions there, or you can niche down as much as you want, but for this sort of high level, just demonstrating it today. So it's now going to come up with 10 ideas that we could build an online business around. So there you go. You want to read them out, Mitch?
Sure. So it's now what it's doing is putting ideas out, as Jenny says, weightlifting and nutrition blueprints, silver strength training program. So it's picked up the age part there. Revitalize your supplement pack, community membership, nutrition and fitness coaching, aging cookbook. I think they mean a cookbook for aging people rather
Healthy
than
aging, yeah.
a worn out cookbook. Meal preparation, subscription idea, weightlifting, meditation, senior strength equipment bundle, affiliate program, health and fitness gear. Any of those appeal more than the others, Colin, just for the exercise?
First one, I think, to be fair.
Okay, so weightlifting and nutrition blueprint.
Yeah.
So we select this offer, and it's just sorted it out from the pack now. 50 plus weightlifting nutrition blueprint. You're going to build a comprehensive digital guide that outlines a nutritional program for people over 50, specifically designed for nutritional needs for men over 50, because I put in that 70% thing. And that's probably where you'll start with your idea.
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
it's given you the idea, it gives you a description, so it just helps people hone down, because we all start with a lot of ideas in mind, a lot of things that we might do. And just by using that, they call it the offer intelligence. You can put in the information. And because it's AI, obviously we just quickly put in some sentences. But the more stuff you put in, the better your answer would become.
And that's just part of the modern wealthy, just to get you just to get you thinking about the kind of thing that you might want to build. Some people prefer to sort of start and wet their whistle with some affiliate marketing, and some people like to come in and start actually building their own business around something they're either already doing or something they've got a passion about.
I think the great thing about the teaching that Launch You provide is it doesn't force you down any one route, become an affiliate of Launch You, although you can, but it helps you to get your thought process in place and say, what am I good at? What are my passions? What are my skills? And is there something I can craft in an online business around those passions? Maybe I already got a training program. Maybe I already an interest, like Colin with the weight, training and that sort of thing. It allows you to create an offer, something of interest that you're passionate about, that you find interesting, which helps you to become effective at marketing that thing. So there's any number of options that you can follow. It's more like a framework that you can use to build anything online. But it obviously encourages you to use your strengths, the things that you're already good at, to craft that sort of online offer. So it's very good in that sense. It doesn't force you down any one specific route, which I love. Question from Sean early on: $37 to start or invest. Is there any other recurring fee? Well, for the $37, as Mitch has said, no, there is no recurring fee. You get all of that which he went through for as long as you like. On the other hand, if you don't like it, then you can get your money back within 30 days. So if you think the value is not great, that's it. But once you've paid that $37, you have that forever. You can access those weekly new member calls as much as you like. There's a monthly vision call you can jump on. You can join the Facebook group, which is currently nearly 10,000 members. So that's sort of digital entrepreneurs scattered right across the globe. You can connect with people. So all of that you keep forever. If you do move on to the next stages, which I'll cover in a little bit, Launchpad and so forth. That's a different thing. That's more like a subscription that provides you with that training for as long as you want it. But we'll come on to that in a little while. So let's just see if there's any further questions on that.
There's another question from Marion, Adrian, but maybe if you explain and outline Launchpad, that might answer the questions. But we'll come back to Marion after you've done that explanation, because there's so much in Launchpad.
Yeah.
And so I think instead of you explaining it and then presenting it, let's do it the other way around.
Yeah. So I'm just going to read that, because I've just been trying to read that question just again to help me focus that. How is Modern Wealthy compared with other AM platform? Really, I'm confused, bombarded. A lot of information. Is getting Launchpad good enough to start and learn, earn money, or need upsells in order to fully penetrate the business? I like pet as a niche, blah, blah. Okay, very good question. Marlon, is that Marlon? Yeah. So I'm going to run through what Launchpad is. And I agree with you. In the current online world, you are bombarded with a lot of information, a lot of ideas, offers, make $1,000 this month, this day, tomorrow, all kinds of claims and counterclaims, and seeing the wood for the trees can be difficult. So I'll run through what the Modern Wealthy offers and Launchpad, so you can get a feel for what we offer. The thing I like about it is that it does provide a step-by-step approach. And if you're interested in pet food and dog food, then again, you could, the AI tool, for example, you could really niche down and enter all of the stuff to do with that and come up with some ideas of how and what you could market. But anyway, let me share my screen and I will endeavor to show you. Can you see my screen?
Adrian's about to go. So Mitch has gone through what's the Modern Wealthy, the $37, which is basically an information-based course. It's just like loads of stuff to get your ideas, get your juices flowing, get the information going. Now Adrian's going to describe the Launchpad course, which is basically the next one along if you decide you want to build a business. So step by step, this is what you actually need to do. It's not just the how, it's the actual nitty-gritty, telling you exactly what you need to do, and because there's so many courses out there online. I found that all the shiny stuff going on, but don't actually tell you what you physically need to actually do to get the business launched. You can be an affiliate marketer just by picking up affiliate links from just about any product you like out there. But what we're trying to do here is actually build a proper business around that, with a website, with you as the authority in that niche. And that's really what Launchpad is focusing on. So take it away, Adrian.
Right. Can you see my...
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so this is the same dashboard that you will already have seen from Mitch, where he ran through the Modern Wealthy, the $37 offer. The core curriculum here is Launchpad, which is here. Welcome to Launchpad. You get a dashboard here with a number of tags along the top, which I'll come to. But primarily, this is what I described earlier as the core curriculum. So there's 6 modules, and each module has got 12 or 10 lessons, sorry, in this case, which run through every aspect, the foundational stuff. So foundations here, module 1, welcome to Launchpad, freedom goal, 6-figure formula. So it really sets the scene. But there's 6 modules, and each module has got a lot of content in it. So module 2, for example, the sort of business models that are available, anything from drop shipping to affiliate marketing to developing an e-book, a training course, all kinds of business models, YouTube, Facebook, all the different sort of options, Google Ads. We've talked a little bit through that AI about, developing your niche, coming up with your idea, what's unique that you could offer to the marketplace, traffic, sales, and leads. So there's a whole load of stuff. I'm just going to jump into module 3, for example. Module 3. And the first one, choosing your niche. So as I say, every single lesson has got a video that Stuart will take you through. 26 minutes, so they're not like 3 hours. They're quite sort of manageable. But there's always some action steps. So, for example, choosing your niche, there's then this workbook. So along with the audible visual learning, you then have some sort of homework to go through, which really helps you to nail down your, what's going on, your thought process. And so in this case, as we've already talked with that AI tool, you're sort of getting your niche and avatar. So I'm just cycling through the workbook here. Quick questions, niche test, is my prospective customer experience paying urgency? Again, if it was around that whole weight loss thing, what's their concern? They're overweight, they're unfit. So what's their main priority in this particular niche? It's they want to lose weight, they want to get fit, blah, blah. If it's a wealth thing, okay, maybe they've not got enough money to retire, so the pain is going to have to carry on working for a foreseeable future. If I did retire, was forced to retire, I'd have a lack of money. So you start to really dig into the thought process of your customer, and the workbook really takes you through all of that kind of detail, and you end up with all of these workbooks that really just help you formulate and really get that foundation of what your business might sort of actually look like. So that was looking at module 3. I'll just quickly go down. Module 4, this gets more now into the detail. What might your brand look like? What website would you need to grow and market that brand? Then we get into attraction marketing, and the whole sort of area of your message, how you put that message out there in a way that's going to be attractive to people out there, and ultimately, buy from you and allow you to have a successful business. Traffic, sales, and leads. This really gets into the nitty-gritty now of how you're going to actually market. Different ways of marketing, social marketing, SEO, retargeting, solo ads, all the areas of online business. And out of that, you then really sort of niche in. And again, what would I be good at? Am I good at writing articles like Jenny? She's made her success not through video, not through being on social media, but written article ads, whereas Mitch and I have used video ads on YouTube primarily, and now Facebook I'm using. So there's very, very many different ways that you can market, and Launchpad really, as I say, it's a blueprint that takes you through everything that you need to know to really prepare, launch, and grow an online business. So that's the modules, and I'm now just trying to get back to the dashboard. Let's go back. Let's go back. Right, so I'm back at the dashboard. We looked at the training, the 6 modules. That's the core curriculum, but you get so much more. So, for example, within Learning Paths Launch, you have a partnership with LinkedIn with a huge number of additional training. So if you're particularly interested in Shopify, I had an email from somebody earlier about Shopify. There's a whole training about marketing with Shopify if you're interested in products. YouTube marketing, all of these things. There's so many things. Facebook marketing, Google marketing, Instagram. All of these resources are available. For example, I've just jumped into the YouTube marketing. My computer's running very slow.
Yeah, when you if you invest in Launchpad, you get that free access or included access into LinkedIn Learning. So I mean, there's literally like tens of thousands of courses in there to do just about anything from personal development to building courses to literally anything you want. I think that's that's a huge it's a huge resource.
So the resource is there, which sometimes you could say, gosh, is that a bit overwhelming? But again, the other thing I just wanted to show you is a thing that we call mission map. Now I'm going to keep booking a call because talking through with somebody, what might a business might look like? What help would I need? Do I need to get this learning or that learning? And you can talk to somebody direct and talk through all of this, and what Launch you have developed to really help us get focused, have an idea where we're going, is this thing they call a mission map to really take you through. And this is based on Stuart and 15 plus years of marketing online. Justice, his co-founder, who both built phenomenal online businesses, and they've really packaged this into this thing they call mission map that takes you through each of the areas that you need to work through to build a successful online business. So the preparation phase, niche, avatar, offer, which we touched on with that AI tool, that's the preparation phase. You then come through to launch, where you develop your brand, you need a website, and then grow your business, the actual sales, the actual marketing, the actual leads. So this thing called mission map, which is really very helpful to keep focused. And at the end of the day,
Adrian, go back to the mission map for a second. I just want to use that, just if I may, to see that Joanna's got the answer to her question, because I think if I understand it correctly, what's the benefits as Launchpad as opposed to building your website on Shopify? This is where Stuart covers building your website. So you can see it's one part out of 12 or so modules. What I think we've all found is so important is getting your niche, avatar, and offer right. And Shopify and Wix and others that I've been on, I mean, WordPress is just a website building platform, so it doesn't offer any of this. But they focus on getting your stuff up on a website, but they don't teach you the reason why, or what you should do, or how you should think, or what you should say. You expand if you will, Adrian, but it just seems that chart you've pulled up absolutely answers Joanna's question about why Launchpad versus Shopify.
Yeah, it helps you to see the wood for the trees, find a way through that will suit you, that you can then develop something online. And as I say, you can book a call with somebody and talk it through and see what's going to best suit you, how LaunchU can serve you best. And finally, just to finish this little bit of a presentation, I'm going to show you just one or two examples of people who've come through this training and what they've developed. Because certainly for me, I'm currently primarily sort of being an affiliate for LaunchU, selling the Modern Wealthy and the Launchpad and so forth. But that's one route, only one route. And other people have come in with their own particular interest or passion. And I'm just pulling up here an example of someone called Mike, who had a passion for music. He was a school teacher, fed up with the stress of teaching in school, but he had a passion for music. And he's developed a subscription sort of club membership. And he basically through this has got subscribers who club together, they get together in different areas, and he goes just once a month to these different areas, and they get the music sent to them through part of the subscription. They work together, and they have then the opportunity to get together and perform. And so they pay 20 pounds a month, and he's now, as I hear from Justin recently, has now 2,000 members on a monthly subscription. So think about that for a minute. 2,000 times 20, what's that? Is that 40,000? 40,000 a month coming in through developing a business around his passion.
That's Mike behind the green square there.
Here, the bald-headed man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes. And so here's quite a unique niche, if you like. He came in. He didn't become an affiliate. He said, "I love choir. How can I put that online?" And he's developed this incredible business. So that's just one sort of niche, something completely different. Somebody else who had a particular life experience, really through a fertility challenge that she herself went through, and having gone through that and seen ways through and finding the ability to conceive and so on and so forth. He now offers all of that experience that she's been through this website, and having all kinds of resources like my ebook, you can see that at the top, courses, community. And again, she's built a fabulous business through challenge in life that she's been through, and that she can now offer, right across the world, this incredible help to women who going through similar challenges. So that's just another completely different example of somebody who's used the LaunchU program to develop something quite unique. And finally, we have this website called Just 5 Rooms, which incidentally is the one that Mitch online has developed. Now, Mitch too, just to explain, started his online journey as an affiliate of LaunchU, which he is still doing. But through the skills he learned as an affiliate, he has now been able to grow other businesses, of which here's an example of one. Mitch runs a bed and breakfast business in Portugal, which obviously in COVID completely collapsed, which is when he started his online business. But then through the skills he learned through his online business, he's now developed a website to market his B&B business. So rather than paying Booking.com 30% or whatever they do, Mitch can get all of that money, which is incredible. And he's also developed another website to teach other people how they can market online as well. So again, the things that you can do in the online space based around your experience, your current business, your passions are quite phenomenal. So these are just 3 examples of people who've done completely different things in the online world, but all through that mission map sort of process that we've shown you, that LaunchU take you through to enable you to really grow your unique business online in a manner. I think the tagline that I love that Stuart sort of talks about is build something you love. Don't just see an offer online, crypto that looks, oh, wow, I could make a lot of money there. And you get into it, you don't believe in it, you don't like the ethics or whatever. Build something you love, build something that you're passionate about. And LaunchU will help you to actually formulate it into these awesome looking websites to create a business that you can be really excited about and grow. So that really gives you an overview of what Launchpad offers you. And I'll stop sharing and come back to main screen so that we can
Thanks, Adrian.
Continue the conversation with anybody who wants to ask. I've obviously not been able to follow the chat whilst I've been doing that. So I don't know if there's other things that have come through.
There's no new questions. Everybody was engrossed.
Fantastic.
So go on, Adrian.
Go on, Jenny. No, so all I was going to say is, if you've got specific questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. If you want to raise your hand and ask, live, again, you're very welcome to do that. We are very ordinary, regular people who've come from different walks of life. I was a railway engineer. I still am a railway engineer. Jenny was in the forces, weren't you, Jenny? And we have just found through LaunchU a way to crack a path in the online world, and are doing very well through that. So we're just here we'll be 100% honest. We're not going to give you any fluff and hype and say, make 10,000 next month. We're going to tell you what it's like. And if you want to, what you need to do, the nitty gritty of online business in today's world with the help of LaunchU, we're very happy to answer any or all of those questions. And I've just seen a question come in from Joanna. Did you all buy gold memberships?
No.
I think the answer to that is no.
No,
Mitch,
I didn't. Mike, the choir man, did the whole thing on Launchpad. He never did any upgrade at all. I was a silver member for, I think you get it for a year, don't you? I was a silver member for a year, and I started with that. I don't know what Jenny did in the beginning. I can't remember.
I know. Worth pointing out, because some of you might not have any idea what that is. Obviously, some people might be thinking, "What is that?" So we've mentioned there that the Modern Wealthy course is the basically information course. The Launchpad is the business building course. And then what you have the opportunity to do if you feel like you want to move a bit quicker, or you're not particularly great with tech, or you just you want some actual help, you can then invest in either one-to-one coaching or one-to-group coaching, which is the silver and the gold membership. So if you feel like you want to move a little bit faster and have that one-to-one coaching, because whilst everything is covered in Launchpad, there are some times, you have to, and I certainly did watch it and rewind it and watch it again and rewind it again, because, most of us, a lot of us in the community aren't particularly tech-minded. This stuff isn't easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. We're all here to learn something new. There are options for getting that one-to-one coaching and one-to-group coaching down the line if you want, whilst you're going through Launchpad or at the end of Launchpad. So I did invest in gold fairly early on, because I had so many other things going on in my life that I wanted that one-to-one help. I was rubbish on the computer, and I just wanted to get moving quickly. But
So,
Yeah,
so
and in answer to your
Adrian and
question,
I are chalk and cheese, because I took nearly 6 months to get set up, and I think Adrian took 28 days or something silly. But
yeah,
that's the key difference.
Yeah, that's what's great is you go through at your own pace, and no one is right. I did buy gold, just to answer your question, Joanna. For me, it was because I had zero knowledge online. In fact, I said to my wife, I said, I'm thinking of looking at this e-commerce thing because my rail industry is in real downturn. And she looked at me and she said, don't do it. I said, why? And she said, I know people who've done that thing and it doesn't work. And I said to Andrea, I said, listen, that may be true, but I can tell you one thing, and that's the internet works. And I think you know the internet works because you have Amazon turn up at our front door nearly every single day of the year. So the internet works. We just know how to be a consumer. Let's learn how to be a creator online. And I saw a statistic, was even only yesterday, that the online space is going to triple in the next 5 years. So, we see about, what Trump's doing in the States, and it could put the world into turmoil, and property continues to be slow, and crypto is high risk, and all of that stuff. The internet is where the growth is. And, Launch You provide an opportunity to sit in that space and make money out of it. So I did buy gold, and I used it to full effect. As Mitch said, the name of those programs is Accelerate, and that's exactly what happened to me. I thought, I don't know what to do. I got on a call early on. I said, tell me the fastest way I can build my business. And they said, well, there's a YouTube challenge running at the moment, so why don't you jump on that? So I jumped on that. It's an 8-week training. And because they were 6 weeks through, I thought, right, well, I can catch up on that over the next 6 days. So over the next 6 days, I listened to one session each time. And then I said, but what about this tech? I've got no idea how to set up this tech. So I booked a one-on-one mentoring call with one of the tech gurus called Martin Strom. And what would have taken me probably a month or 2 or 3 of learning, he did in front of my eyes in half an hour. So that's a perfect example of Accelerate, and why, the investment in that element of the program for me was priceless. So I was marketing in 28 days. I made my first sale 8 days after that. I turned $1,000 in my first month, 2,000 in month 2. And in March, that was March a year ago, and March just gone was my best ever month. And here's the thing about Launch You. If you buy the gold and you're successful in selling 10 of those within 2 years, they will pay you all of your investment back, which is what's happened to me this month. I hit my 10th gold sale, and they will now be paying me back all of that investment in the gold program. And having said all of that, I don't want to put out there that gold is the only way to do it. It's absolutely not. As Mitch has said, the choir man did it on his own. And really, you've got two key commodities in building an online business. One is time and one is money. So if you've got a bit more time, then you have the ability to spend the time to learn the tech, like I didn't have the time to do, or couldn't be bothered, or didn't feel I was capable of. You can spend the time to learn that if you've got more time to put in. Or it may take you longer to get where I've gone, where I managed to get to a place of operating within 28 days. Maybe it'll take you 3 months. So it's not that one is better than the other. It's just that if you've got more time, you can put more time in, and maybe you don't need to put so much of your money in. For others, where they may be limited in time, I was running a very busy, railway consultancy business. I didn't have time and I didn't have ability. So I said, right, I'm going to invest in that extra help. But it's not that one is better than the other. It's that it's a different path, and one will suit one better because they've got, financial constraints, and one will suit another better because they've got time constraints. Or if you've got a balance of the two, maybe you do silver like Mitch, which is cheaper than gold. So the number of options that are out there are phenomenal, but you can do it with Launchpad, and that's what's key. It's not that, if I invest in that, I'm stuffed. You're not. There's people doing it and making very successful work out of it. So that's kind of an overview of that, in answer to your question, Joanna.
It depends what you want to do as well, whether you're building your own business, whether you want to be an affiliate marketer and just leverage other people's stuff, which obviously you don't need your own products and things to do. Whether you want to go into e-commerce, we've got specific e-commerce coaches here. So they've taught me how to do my book. So I've got a couple of books out on Amazon now. And the nice thing I like about this place is so often you see the adverts on social media of people trying to sell you how to do books online or how to do e-commerce or how to do drop shipping or how to do whatever. Everything's, all those courses are included kind of, you've got all of those access to all that training here. So you can choose, like I started off doing affiliate marketing, but now I've gone back into my health and fitness business and I'm building courses and books and other things as well. I'm going to do some Amazon, getting some merchandise on Amazon as well. So I'm quite excited about that. So yeah, you get a real bug for it once you get in and get started. But it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of effort. But what's on the other side of that, certainly for me, what's been on the other side of that hard work and effort has been so much freedom and opportunity to spend time with my family, with my girls, and being the mum that I really wanted to be, being here for things and being able to drop everything and go and pick them up from school or go to a school play or do stuff,
Yeah, brilliant. Jenny's asking cost of silver, cost of gold. Mitch, do you have your fingers on that?
I don't have it at the moment because it's been years since I joined.
Okay.
But
well, I can then. I will. So, Jenny, just to answer your question, I think silver is something like $3,995. Gold is $9,995 dollars. And as I said, I saw that for me as an investment in myself, because I don't know if other people out there have had this experience in the past. And certainly many years ago, when property looked to be the way to go, my wife and I thought, right, let's invest in property. And we took some money out of our home. We had equity and invested, the deposit on a property, which was something like £10,000. Of course, when did we do that? Just before the crash. So we lost everything. We also invested in Spain and lost everything. So, investing money in something, in property or a system or crypto or whatever, whereas what I saw this was investing not in a system or a process, but investing in me, because I wanted to become my powerhouse, not some other investment, some stocks and shares that may go up and down. But by investing, for me anyway, in the gold, it was an investment in myself. And 16 months on, I've been in this 16 months through Launch Use training. I know how to market on Facebook. I know how to market on YouTube. I know how to use the Google Ads platform to market. I know how to set up and have an automated email tracker in place and the landing page and a website. And am I an expert? No, I still no good at tech, but I learned that through Launch Use, through investing, and I've had that investment paid back to me, or I will have it paid back to me this month, because I was able to sell 10 of those gold packages. So that's how I saw it anyway. I didn't see it as an expense. I saw it as an investment, and that's exactly what it's been for me. I've made that investment and I've seen that paid back to me, and obviously I'm now making my commissions as well in addition to that. So I hope that answers your question, Jenny. That the cost, let's say the investment of silver and the investment in gold, just to put the perspective on that, certainly I saw it as.
Yeah. But it's not, I see someone else asking who's actually providing the silver and gold program. It's not, the silver and gold is just the coaches within Launch You. So you have access, if you do buy silver or gold, you then have access to the coaches, either one-to-one or one-to-group. But really the first thing to think about is that sort of launch pad. It's the launch pad is the do it yourself, and then there's done for you and done with you, which is basically the silver and gold. So do it yourself, do it with someone, have someone do it for you, pretty much. And that's the thing. But you don't need the silver and gold, absolutely, if you want to just work through it, build a side hustle, do your own thing. But it's I think the big thing with getting into the Modern Wealthy, that $37, that first intro course, is just getting a feel for the community. Do you like the way the courses are run? Do you like it here? You know, you've got 30 days, you can get a full refund if you off your $37. I mean, you get so much for that $37. Do you like this education platform and what's being done here? For me, you know, I spent 22 years in the Royal Air Force, came out of the Royal Air Force to spend more time with my girls, failed at a couple of MLM businesses, which I absolutely hated. That's selling to friends and family. Did my back in. I was trained as a PT and a boot camp instructor, did my back in. And then I was finding this online business. It's just turned my life around, being able to do this. But it's not easy, and it is an investment in yourself. And even if you don't end up building your business, just having these skills, even the skills that you get from that $37 course, that knowledge and that understanding of how today's digital online economy actually works, I think is just priceless, because you take that, you know, that knowledge doesn't go away. You take that then forwards into whatever you're doing, you know, whether you decide to build your own business or whether you know, use it in what you're already doing in your life.
So see we're coming towards the end of the hour. Just Joanna, sorry, has a couple of questions. Where do you market your product or services? UK, US, Australia, or Europe? I think the answer is yes, wherever you want. I sell in Africa, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, UK. I sell less in the USA. There's a couple of people who I know who do work in the USA. The advice isn't necessarily oriented towards the USA. Stuart, the founder, is from the UK. Some people are from the USA, but I would say 3/4 of the coaches are from Europe. All of us who you're speaking to are based in Europe, if I can still count the UK as part of Europe. But it's definitely not US based. US is just until today, US is still the world currency. I'm not sure what will happen in the next 2 years, but at the moment, US is the world currency. So the whole thing runs on US dollars, but it's certainly from, you know, all Stuart's training, you'll see when you go on, you would have seen in the introductory videos, he's not American. I say that like that's a bad thing. It's not, but he's not American. And I think Justin is, but I'm just thinking Caroline isn't. As I go through the coaches, it's about 1/3 American and 2/3 not in America.
Yeah. And we've got a couple in Australia as well. Just I noticed there's someone from Perth
Yeah.
here.
Danny, where's Danny Ham? Is he in Australia?
No, he's Florida.
Okay.
Amy's Australian though.
Yeah, Amy Taylor, she's Australian.
But
Yeah.
I think they're all over the world.
Yeah. And in terms of marketing, again, the beauty, you asked the question there, Joanna, can I market in the US if I'm based in Europe? Yeah, absolutely, yes. The thing that I learn, or you will learn, if, as I say, I learned how to market on Facebook and YouTube or the Google Ads platform, and they teach you. That's what launched you. How do you actually market? How do you target? So, for example, when I produced my very first YouTube ad, they teach you how to target. So, for example, you can put an age demographic. So for me, I didn't want to target 18-year-olds. They're not going to be interested in an old fart like me talking about retirement funding. So why waste, marketing to people like that? So I specifically targeted 55 plus. So you target, and then you can target specific interests. So, for example, you can specifically target people interested in retirement funding, for example, or residual income, or you can target specifically. And then the third target the third target is demographic, location. So early on, if you feel like your message will resonate more with UK, you can specifically target just the UK. Or you think you'd love to target the US because it's such a big market, you can specifically target the US, or several of them. So right now, when I put an ad out there, I think I currently sort of target UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the US. So that's primarily where I target. Early on, I also targeted global markets, and I see there's one or two that are coming from Uganda that maybe came through my marketing. So it is worldwide, but you have the ability to target where you want to, which is great. Which hopefully makes your marketing
right down to city.
Effective. Yeah. Yes, right down to the city.
Adrian's talking about scale there, but there's people running restaurants who target their local area. because
Yeah.
they only want people within 10 miles to get their ads, and you can do that. And that's all of the sort of stuff that you taught during the training.
Joanna, I see your question. If you buy silver, can you just one-off, one-to-one mentoring at all, any specific areas? I think the answer to that, Joanna, is no. But what I would say is, with the group coaching with silver, you do effectively get, if you're clever or not clever, I'll explain how. One-to-one attention. So, for example, I often jump on Caroline Grubb's call on a Monday morning, which relates to YouTube marketing and having that tech set up. And what she says is, if you've got a specific question or a concern or a problem with your website or whatever, stick your question in the chat. So if I'm there, as soon as I'm on the call, I put my question in the chat, and then she will give you one-on-one. She'll have you come out, and literally you've got one-to-one attention from that mentor. So that's the way to do it. So if silver seems more palatable in terms of the cost, you can still get that sort of one-to-one attention from a mentor through that method of group call. So you're not just sitting in a classroom amongst 100 and you never get a look in. Most of these sessions have, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 maybe. So you easily can get one-to-one attention from a mentor. So that's what I would say about that one.
I've been on some group coaching calls. There's only 1 or 2 people on them, so it's it's great. It just depends on the call and the time. But in the calendar, we didn't actually go through the calendar, but there's a calendar of throughout the week. There's calls that are geared towards the prepare phase, the launch phase, and the grow phase. There's calls that are specifically for people with the coaching packages. There's calls that are specifically people with Launchpad and Modern Wealthy. There's live calls all the time throughout the day and the week, just to help you out there. But I think we're probably coming up to the top of the hour now, aren't we? Oh, we are. We're there.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
So
any final burning questions from anyone? Happy to answer just before we knock off. Is the silver and gold a one-off cost? Well, you basically
for a year.
Yeah, you get full access for a whole year, which is really how the whole teaching process is structured. So you will learn everything you possibly would need sort of in the course of that year. As I say, I moved fast, so I got going in 28 days, but then used sort of the benefit of the mentors throughout that period. And you can purchase it as a one-off purchase, or if it's more palatable, you can purchase it as a monthly subscription. So there's different ways of having silver or gold. And I shouldn't really tell you this, but if you do the subscription, which overall would cost more in a year, but you've had enough after 3 months, you can cancel your subscription at that stage. So you're not committed to it. You can maintain it and continue as long as you want, but that's the normal program is a year on the program.
So the first step, I think, for anybody here is, if you're keen, join the Modern Wealthy, because then you get to look at the whole thing, experience all the people, and you can get to chat to your own advisor and ask all these questions. Or you can send us an email. Whoever invited you to this call, I think they would have put their email at the bottom of that invite. Just shoot your questions back and we can answer you.
And again, I probably shouldn't say this either because it's not very good marketing, but I'll throw it out there for you anyway. If you do invest in that $37, you can get your money back within 30 days if you feel that it's not value, it's not served you, it's not what you were looking for, it's not quite what you thought it was. Then no questions asked, you can get all of that money back. So it really is a zero risk look at an incredible buffet of information about the online world for $37. And if you don't like it, get your money back. And I think you still get to keep access to the videos. I mean, I shouldn't be saying this at all. It's stupid marketing. But there we go. A freebie for you today because you're on the call.
Okay, everyone.
Yep.
Cheers, Colin. Cheers, Sean.
Thank you. Any questions, just hit us up with some emails. But it's been great to get to meet you guys and perhaps see you on the inside if anyone decides to check it out.
Yeah,
Cheers,
great
everybody.
hang out with you all. Speak soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Or before we go, I
that was
appreciate
close, eh?
Sunday afternoon doesn't necessarily suit everybody. So the next Zoom call we're going to run on a Wednesday evening. Is that right? I can't remember the exact date, but we'll send out
Wednesday.
emails. So we're going to run a call like this on a Wednesday evening. So if it suits people a little bit better, then there's that option later in the month. So that was my last leaving thought.
Thanks, Adrian.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye all.
Cheers.